Yes, by the blue flame. So, milled up my first little piece of oak, okay? Milled it to size. Came over here on the chop saw, chopped it up, and this is when you really find out what you can and can't deal with. Let me show you. These are the select. These are beautiful. Wonderful medullary rays. Extremely tight grain with no checking. You know, this is nice oak, no spalting, hardwood. These are select. That'll make the cut. That'll make a very nice shell prepper for Dan. Okay, he's going to go out today. Here's all the other parts that I cut. Okay, what do we got here? We got a little checking, a little wind check. And we got tear out, damage. That's not going to work. See, because it's got to go, it's got to be glued where the grain has a crown to it. They go together like this. So, yeah, you may be able to hide that, but look, it's right on the edge. It's going to show how you're going to hide that. You can't. It's going to show on the edge. So that won't make it, right? This one has a divot. Here again, the crown. So this is the inside, this is the outside. It has a divot right where I would want to route a nice round over. Now, I may be able to position this where I can cut it out for one of my ergos and save it. It has no checking. So this one has potential. And if I aligned these in such a way that I could cut out that stuff when I make my curve, I may be able to take some of that out, and I may be able to take some of that out, but there's still that there. So I'm not sure that's going to work. Here's a piece that makes the grade. One good piece, huh? Here's a piece with checking. But it looks like the checking only goes in a little ways, so that's pretty stable. I can see that needs to be sanded a little bit, but I think this might possibly make it. Right? Those both have checking. Only goes in a little ways, you think, but then look, comes all the way out the side. That little crack goes all the way along. My camera probably doesn't have good macro, so I don't really want to use that piece. And I've got that same little check right there, but I don't know what it's doing inside. And I have this little divot right here, which I could possibly cut off with one of my shapes. But then that would make this the front of it. There'd be some checking right next to the hole. I don't like it. Oak isn't terribly stable anyway. It swells and shrinks a lot compared to some woods. So I've got a potential. I've got a reject. Got a reject pretty much. And I've got potentially pretty decent candidates, but not select. Can be used, and I can work with them, I can make them into nice tools, but they'll take more work because they got to get rid of the little defects on them. And then, out of all of that, so that was a good sized little piece of wood there that I chopped up. Probably about 17 inches long, about 4 1/4 wide, and all I get out of it is one select pair for a tool. The life of a woodworker who is extremely picky. What can I say, man? I'm just too picky. But that one's for Dan. That's a beauty. I'm going to start working on that now.